my mom and dad, Gene and Carol, I would like to welcome you. I'm Lisa. I'm number 5. Someone told us we should all have the number of our birth order so that we were a little more easily identifiable. But I'd just like to welcome you. Thank you that you can share this wonderful occasion with us. We're all very thrilled and happy to be here, and on their behalf I would just like to thank you for sharing this very special day with us. I'd like to begin by introducing the wedding party. So I'll just go ahead and do that before we sit down. The maid of honor, Leona Mueller, and Mr. Uncle Anthony and Uncle Bill. Florian Barron, Uncle Flory, and his wife Aunt Carol. Aunt Joan Kasprowicz, and Johnny Barron. Uncle Dookie, Ed Brick, and his lovely wife. Chester Rizutko and his lovely wife. Unable to be with us this afternoon, she's off, lives in Las Vegas, Claudia Zwolinski. And the final bridesmaid was Bobby Zender, and she passed away Thanksgiving this past year, so obviously she's in our thoughts and prayers. And lastly, Raymond Bronsky also suffered a terrible loss. His wife passed away yesterday, so he's unable to be with us today. But this is the wedding party, and the bride and the groom, Carol and Gene Kasprowicz. And again, just thank you for being here, and I'll hand the microphone over to Father Roll so we can say grace and get eaten.
When Duke came into church today, he was like the mayor walking around saying hello to everybody. Duke and Therese had their granddaughter welcomed into the church on Holy Saturday just a week ago at our 5 o'clock Mass, and Gracie was there for Mass this morning too. So they have a lot to be proud of, as well as these two, who are the pillars, one of the pillars of Peter and Paul. And I can't imagine what St. Peter and Paul, I can't imagine what 5 o'clock Mass would be without them. We always check to find out if they're not there. Somebody has to know that they're at a polka function or on a trip or something, because if they're not there, it's like the 5 o'clock Mass isn't quite official, you know? They don't care who the priest is, but where's Gene and Carol? How come they're not here? Like I said, they did come yesterday to make sure, you know, I think they wanted to make sure the flowers were fresh and the candles were working, and I was going to show up with that. The kind of love that fills this room is the kind of love that I felt from them from the very first days that I arrived. Always extreme support for the parish, and especially for me personally. So I'm very deeply grateful and privileged to be here today. Thank you so much for having us. And let us bow our heads and ask God to bless this meal and this couple who celebrate this day. Loving God, we thank you for the many gifts that you give us in this life, especially the example of life and love as we know it through Carol and Gene. Hear our prayers for them today. Bless them and their families and all of us. Bless this food that we are going to eat, which was prepared with such love and care. And bless those who are hungry. May we who have this abundance today always hunger for justice and for peace. We ask you to bless the wine and the drinks that we will partake of, because they warm our hearts and they loosen our lips. We ask this all through Christ our Lord. Amen. And as they say in French, smacznego.
Including you, Mr. Paul.
We're going to have each of the children come up and say a few words. Before we do that, I would like to introduce everybody in our family. You all know, obviously, who my mom and dad are. But I'd like to introduce all the children, the grandchildren, and a couple special other people that are with us. First of all, our oldest, our number 1, Vicky Bugis, and her husband, Dan. If you can stand up, we'll give a wave. Their 2 sons, Dan and Mark.
Stand up, stand up. Take a bow, take a bow.
Sister number 2, Janine Borlacher, and her husband, Stuart. Where's Janine? She's in the bathroom. Austin and Paul are Stuart and Janine's sons. My brother Gene and his wife Chris. There's Chris. She's in the bathroom with Gene. And their sons Dennis, Timothy, and David. There's Chris walking back. Give us a wave, Chris. My sister Mary. Where's Mary? She's behind the camera. And her daughters Allison, Monica, and Terry. Monica and Terry were the voices of angels that she heard sing in church this morning. Thanks, Janine. Janine, sorry, we already introduced you. My husband Bart. And my sons Stephen and Peter. Our sons. My sister Carolyn and her daughter Maria. And from the woods of Wisconsin, our baby sister, Dr. Auntie Babs, and her husband Ted. Just to also recognize some other family, and I'm not going to introduce everybody, but just my dad's sisters, Aunt Dorothy and Aunt Joan. There's Aunt Dorothy, Aunt Joan, I can say that actually introduced her already. Auntie Penny is here. My sister-in-law. And Uncle Jim, my mom's brother, and his wife Sue, was Uncle Jim's brother. He was the deacon at the Mass this morning, and their families are here as well. But again, thank you all, and we'd like to begin our little program again here with our oldest, number 1 daughter, Vicky.
Number 1 daughter.